All right, guys, in this video, we're going to talk about my favorite bidding strategy and one of the main ones that you should be using, which is manual cost per click or manual CPC, whatever you want to call it. So with manual CPC bidding, you set your own maximum cost per click for your ads, and this gives you the most control over anything else. All right. Now, like I said earlier, I do recommend, having enhanced CPC enabled, so you give Google a little bit of control. This way, you're not super limited right off the bat. So let me go ahead and show you what that looks like right here. So let's go ahead and go right here. All right. So manual cost per click. Now this, I have to set up the conversion tracking. So, first we have to, once you have that set up, this will be enabled. You'll be able to enable this. Now, essentially what this does is say, you set, your max cost per click for a keyword. It allows Google to raise or lower your budget by 30%. So you're not super limited right off the bat. And it gives you a little bit of wiggle room to try to get, those impressions and those clicks, without just having to consistently be setting your bid like nonstop. Like, you set it at $1 and it's not getting anything. Okay, now you set it to $1.20 or $1.10. All right, still not getting nothing. No, with having enhanced CPC enabled, it allows it to raise or lower your bid. And this way, sometimes you can pay a little more, sometimes you can pay a little less. And to me, it overall just works a lot better to give Google a little bit of control, but you still have 90% of the control. So let's go ahead and show you a little bit how manual CPC works. So when manual CPC is enabled, all right, it allows you to set essentially, your cost per click per keyword. Unlike with all the automated bidding strategies, it sets the keywords for you, or the cost per clicks for you for each keyword. With this one, you could set it to each one individually yourself. So maybe I want this one to be, oh, look right here. It gives you a little bit of data. So on the first page results, oh, okay, perfect. I want it to be 75 cents. We could test that. All right, Sol Rock lamp. And this is a cool thing because sometimes Google does give you this information and it helps make your life a lot easier. So test it out. All right, that one's 73 cents. This one's 74 cents. Perfect. So I'll start off there. Now they're each different. I have control over each individual one. And if I feel like, this one could be doing a little bit better. If I raise it up after I've ran it for maybe a few days, got some data, I think it could be running a little bit better at 80 cents. And that's not going to affect any of these other keywords. I have the majority of the control, and I'm still allowing Google with enhanced CPC enabled to raise or lower it just a little bit. So, it gives you a little bit more extra wiggle room. So with manual cost per click, essentially you have all the control over everything. All right. Now, how do I recommend, finding your starting bids when you're doing manual cost per click? Well, you can get those right from here, the keyword planner. So this is the Himalayan salt lamp. All right, you can see, if you guys want to test this, this is looking like a pretty good product. Let's actually set this to last month, so you guys can see some more accurate data. So yeah, average monthly searches, that's a lot, and it's giving us, the low range, high range. If the high range is only $1, I recommend just setting it to $1 and see what happens. All right, test it. When manual cost per click, it's all about, finessing your bids, either raising it or lowering it a little bit. But with enhanced CPC enabled, it already does that for you. So you don't have to sit there and tediously, just every single keyword every day, every second to see, if it's going to get you some more clicks. With enhanced CPC enabled, it does that automatically for you. And then you could get your average cost per click. And, once you get your average, if you want to just set it straight to manual and then leave it at that, then you're golden, So it's a good way to test it out. But, if the top range bid is, like $1.50 or something a little high, then I recommend setting it as something in between the two. So maybe not more towards the end, maybe more towards like right here. So I would say like 70 cents and then see how it does. See if you start getting impressions, any clicks, any conversions. If you're not getting any, or you're getting, very low impressions, very low clicks, maybe your impressions share is very low, then try just raising it a little bit, maybe by, 10-cent increments or maybe even 5 cents. It can be a little tedious. But again, if you have enhanced CPC enabled, it'll do that for you. But even, with that, keep in mind, it only can raise it up to 30%. So maybe that 30% won't be enough to actually get you the impressions or the clicks that you need. So even with enhanced CPC enabled, sometimes you do want to, raise or lower it a little bit and see if that helps. So it's all about just keeping a close eye on it and trying to find that sweet spot. All right. So I recommend just starting somewhere in between here, unless, if it's only $1, then start it off at $1. Normally, for every keyword, I like starting at around $1 regardless. To me, that's a really comfortable place to start. and I could lower it or raise it from there, you know, see how it does. And, you know, if the top of page bid is, you know, like just a lot lower than $1, like maybe it's, you know, for the high range, if it's like, you know, 50 cents, then maybe I'll just set it a little bit over. Maybe I'll set it like 60 cents, 70 cents. You know, because if the high range is 50 cents, then okay, yeah, don't set it at $1. Just set it a little bit above. So you're going a little bit above and beyond, and you're making sure that you're getting some impressions and some clicks, and then, you know, raise or lower it. But with enhanced CPC enabled, you know, it should be able to go down to below 50 cents if you set it at 60 cents. All right. So just keep a close eye on them, and, you know, manual cost per click gives you the most optimization possible, the most, you know, hands-on. So you could really just change everything and, you know, find the best cost per click possible. And I mean, essentially, there's not much more to manual cost per click than that. It's very, very straightforward. And I mean, it is definitely my favorite bidding strategy to use because I have full control over it. So yeah, that is pretty much manual cost per click. And again, if you guys have any questions, you know, go ahead and leave them in the group, you know, the PPC Elites Academy group, on, you know, anything you have questions with, maybe something I didn't cover. You know, I'm essentially just going over how all of this works, and maybe there's something that you may be wondering, a question that I didn't answer in here. Go ahead and leave it, and I will get back to you. So that is pretty much how manual cost per click works. It gives you full control over everything. I highly recommend having enhanced CPC, so it takes away some of the work, so it's a little bit more easier. And honestly, every time I've tried it, it's always worked better for me and saved me some time. So yeah, that is pretty much it for manual cost per click, and I will see you guys in the next video.